Hello again. So, you had a bad experience. It's not going to be the first. It might be the first time, but it won't be the last. I've had a few bad experiences. The first one that really comes to mind was some time ago. I went to hang out at a friend's house, and as you do, a D&D campaign broke out. And in one of the games, we really were just, we were talking on different levels. The DM was using the campaign to sort of like work out some of his own bullshit. I was upset because I was into the story. It was just a bad time, shit happens. On that ride home, probably 5 minutes into riding, it just starts pissing fucking rain. Like, coming down really bad. And a good part of me was like, you need to just, like, find a Starbucks, find a gas station, and fucking chill for the next 20-30 minutes. But I was pissed. I was upset. I wasn't thinking 100% straight. So what did I do? I just fucking hunkered down and rode through the wet. That night, there was probably 10 or 12 accidents across the city just in that short span of time. I was almost part of 3 or 4 of them. It was bad. And of the almost accidents that I was a part of, I was probably responsible for half of them. The other ones were just people driving like assholes in the rain and like swerving, like trying to turn while going through fucking water and like half-ass hydroplaning and shit. It was a bad day at the office, as they say, or just a bad time to be on the road. And because of that, for a good amount of time, like even to this day, I really don't want to ride in the wet, like at all. I will adjust my plans. I will make sure that if the forecast says there's like a 30% chance of rain, I'll just take the car, shit like that. And that's something that I really shouldn't do, because I can ride in the wet. I've done it before. Hell, I was actually stuck out on the loop not too long ago, and it was raining pretty bad because I just didn't think to look at the forecast. And I'm going through that twisty ass loop on this bike, and you bet your ass I was doing like 20-25 through the whole thing and just babying it through. But that one bad experience really stained my perception of riding, well, for a little bit just riding in general, but also like riding in the wet period. And I'm still working through it. It's not the best way to put it. I'm overly cautious about riding in the wet. And even if it's, an unreasonable level of being overly cautious, I'm still here talking to you, so it must have worked out pretty good. He's got a signal, we go. But tell that story to kind of get to the point of there is no time wherein you're going to be as comfy riding as you are in a car. And, the trade-offs that everybody talks about, that we've talked about, is, safety and comfort versus, having fun. And even on, like, my commute routes, like, if I'm going to be just going to work and back, I'll take the bike. If it's not going to be, like, pouring rain, or if I don't have, like, a significant day at the gym that day, or if, another example, if I'm feeling really shitty, I'll take the car, obviously. But I still take the bike because it's more fun. I guess to sort of like cut down into like the philosophy of it or the what have you. It's the part of life that makes life worth living, right? Enjoying the journey, you know, having that fun, being in a position that you enjoy being in. I enjoy, like, even though I'm just kind of fucking around in traffic right now. Hell, not even fucking around. I'm just kind of commuting right now. Is infinitely more enjoyable than if I were doing the same thing in the car. For multitudes of reasons. Even if it's just something as simple as being able to dive lanes like I just did. I actually might just split this. Yeah, I'm just gonna split this. Don't do this. If it's illegal in your state, don't do this. I am a untrained professional. And kind of why I chose today to do this is because the forecast does say it's going to be like 30% chance of rain. And even though I would, you know, the safety part of my brain is saying, hey, it might rain, so don't go. I know I need to do it, if for no other reason than I need more experiences telling me that it's not all that one shitty night. You know, I need more experiences that tell me, even if, you know, the rain caused a whole lot of problems, that it's not all bad, that it's not all terrible, that I can still enjoy myself, even if it's, you know, more of an event and an occasion, if we're gonna say it like that. Even if it's more of an event, an occasion, or, you know, a thing I look back on, than, you know, just your usual riding around. And that's good. That's the sort of thing that helps me grow as a person, at least. And I suspect it's the same for you and many other people. That, you know, you do the things that are uncomfortable. And yeah, they're uncomfortable, and they're total fucking type 3 fun, where you're more happy that it's over than you are actually doing it. But you look back on it fondly. And I suspect the reason why we look back on those things fondly and why it's a type of fun is because part of your brain, are you going to do something? Is because part of your brain knows that it learned something from that. And you learned something valuable from it. Even if it's something as very small as, I did this thing that used to be very scary and now it was less scary. You know, your brain is wired for that kind of learning. And so if I were to wrap the entire one-way conversation up in a single statement, it's, you know, give yourself another experience. Even if it's scary, even if, you know, it is dangerous. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Riding in the wet is fucking scary. It is dangerous. Riding at night when you don't have good night vision is fucking dangerous. You know, so is riding a bike. So is getting out of your car. So is waking up in the morning. But the more times that you have where you're in that same sort of bad spot, and you're able to calm that fucking mild panic attack, and you're able to breathe, and you're able to just say, okay, we got through that. That was good. The more times you're able to do that, the better. And I'm not sure how best to describe what that feeling is, but you know it when you feel it. That sense of, I just did this thing that was either A, terrifying, or B, I thought was impossible. I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling happy, but I'm feeling accomplished. And it's a real accomplishment. It's not like, oh, I got I got the drop from the loot box kind of accomplishment. It's not the I just finished 500 hours of grinding at X, Y, and Z kind of accomplishment. It's the I did something truly fucking tangible that happened in real life, and that shit's real. And you can't replace that. There is no replacement for that overwhelming sense of I fucking did it. Especially when it's something that, you know, initially terrified the shit out of me. Like taking that specific right turn. Yeah, through my own faults, I almost clipped a dude that was coming around the other way because I didn't take that turn right one day. And for the longest time, I did basically what I just did there, where it's slow down super hard, take the turn nice and easy, like I just got out of the MSF course, and then get through it. You know, those things happen. That was part of life. Oh, there's some rain. Cool. We might have a live example of what I'm talking about. So, riding in the wet. Perfect fucking segue. And if you're not seeing it on the lens, my visor has little spackles, and I'm hearing the little tinks. So yeah, riding in the wet. The overarching and most correct way of looking at it, or advice I guess you could say, from everybody, is slow it down a little bit. If your bike has a rain mode, go ahead and put it in rain mode. This one does, but I'm not going to do it. More to prove a point than anything. But you just sort of like take extra care. Leave it in a gear higher than you normally would, you know, depending. Like this turn, it would be 3rd or 4th gear. I'm leaving it in 5th. Reason why I'm doing that is I want the engine's response to be slower. I'm more gentle on the throttle. I'm not gunning it like that. And I'm doing this because even with just a little bit of rain, I mean, I'm honestly, with the spackles, I was expecting a little bit more, but here we are. You know, around here, especially here in Vegas, we go so long without rain that there's just a ton of buildup of all sorts of random shit on the roads. So like the first 5-ish minutes of rain is genuinely fucking scary. It's like you're driving on a fucking oil slick. So you gotta take it real easy. So even when shifting, I'm gonna take that extra half second on the shift, just to ease everything through. I'm going to do all those things. I'm not going to bang from side to side. I'm going to just get a little bit of lean angle. I'm going to turn a little bit earlier. You know, I'm doing everything probably 50% slower, give or take. But yeah, I'm going to do everything about 50% slower because it just started raining. And because the wet just has less traction. If you find yourself in snow, that's a whole nother thing. I have zero experience with snow, so refer to a different source. I'd just be throwing guesses. So yeah, don't ask me about snow. Got no fucking idea. But yeah, I do all those things, and for this pass, a very slow roll on. And I'm not decelerating quickly either. It works both ways. You need to accelerate more slowly, and you need to decelerate more slowly. And like I said, that 50% increase in time, yeah. So normally on that pass, I would, you know, puck it over, get in the lane, fucking hit the throttle, you know, roll it on pretty quick, let the tire hook up, get to where I'm going, and then roll it off and let the bike coast back down to human speeds. But because we're talking about riding in the wet, I didn't. I rolled on probably, honestly, half as quickly as I normally would. And I rolled off just as half as quickly. Is that a scoot? Bro on a scoot? That can't be a scoot. It might be a scoot. It looks like that's a scoot. It's gotta be. Scoot, scoot. So I guess to try and dig in a little bit about what I was talking about earlier, the core idea of what I walk forward with when it comes to those sorts of like bad experiences is it was just one experience. It was just once. And there are many examples where I can say, yeah, it was a bad thing because of X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. Damn, dude, you probably should hook off to the right. But yeah, and I tend to isolate those things that made it bad and know that, okay, if all of these things line up, bad mood, bad weather, bad time of day, on a bike that's not made to roll around in the wet. If all those things line up, yeah, I'm in for that same level of bad time. Okay, what if one of those is missing? What if it's just a bad time of day, but there's no rain, but I'm in a bad mood, and I'm riding that same bike? It's going to be a different experience. And so whenever the conditions are different from that one singular bad experience, that means that a variable has changed, and that means it will be a new experience. And that's something that I can do, something that I can, kind of look forward to, learning what the effects are. And so today, great example. I know it's not going to be piss and rain because I did look at the forecast, and it's the clouds ain't thick. As you can see, they're a little bit dark, but we're not going to be getting monsoon. I'm also taking a different route. I'm not rolling through the entirety of the city. I'm also on a bike that can handle the wet a whole lot better. I'm also not in a bad mood. So all those variables have changed. Why am I going to act like it's the same event? I shouldn't. I should not. There's no world in which what I'm doing today is the equivalent of what happened however the fuck long ago it was. But if everything lined up the same, you know what? I'm gonna go chill at Starbucks for an hour. I'll find something to do. So yeah, I really want to pass, but there's like 4 cars, and yeah, I wouldn't have made that anyways. And the reason why, I guess that's the question that I just asked myself. Why am I saying all this shit? And that's because riding is fun. Riding is enjoyable. To quote myself, it's part of the stuff that makes life worth living. And so I'm willing to put myself in those uncomfortable positions to go against my judgment that says X course of action is going to be the most safe. And that's why I make those choices, and that's why I do that. Okay, bro, somebody needs to turn off into the overlook. It ain't gonna be me, because I got somewhere to be, but, bro, what the fuck? That's not a scoot, that's a bike. There was a homie on the 300 that was going much faster than you the other day. Don't be like that. Okay. Tangent. Don't be an obstacle. Remember that? Bro is an obstacle right now. Bro is an obstacle. Don't do what he's doing. Car behind him's trying to let him know. Fuck. God, dude, just hit the throttle. Do yourself the fucking favor. I don't want to make an aggressive pass through this turn, but I might fucking have to. Is it clear the whole way through? It is. I don't like this. I should, but I'm not going to. Yeah, so you can just weave on through there. What's up, other dude? Oh, that's a double R. Such a fun bike. What was I saying? Oh yeah, don't be an obstacle like him. I will say, I don't understand the allure of riding like he is. Dead center of the road, doing the fucking speed limit constantly. Like, he might even be new. But, I don't know about you, but if I were a newer rider and that was me, I would hang out on the right. Like, over here. Like, chill over here. My eyes would be right the fuck here, but I'd be hanging out just so that when a passing lane, or like when a broken line comes up, people can get the fuck past me, man. Come on, dude. But anyways, that's all tangential. You hooking left? Thank you. No? Pick a lane. But yeah, because of those things, because riding is fun. There it is. Riding is fun. It's an enjoyable experience, even when you're putting yourself through hardship. And speaking purely for myself, from my own perspective, I don't want to neglect myself of positive experiences and a more enriched life if I have the opportunity to do so. I don't want to neglect myself of, enjoyment. And that's kind of where, that's majority where it comes from. I'm not going to neglect myself from, having a good time, from enjoying what I can, when the opportunity to enjoy myself is there. That's not going to say I'm going to go to a fucking party and have a rager with a bunch of dudes. That ain't my thing. We all have different enjoyments in that aspect. But, riding is enjoyable. Like, comparing this stuck in traffic moment with the same if I was in the car, I'd prefer this. I prefer being on this bike, even if this bike is complaining the entire time. It is not like this steady 50 mile an hour bullshit. But yeah, this is more enjoyable than if I were doing the same in the car. Even though what I'm doing is not very fun, enjoyable, or engaging. Don't think I'll hit all three before then, so we're chill. Yeah. I don't know if red car is with the bike, but you're following pretty close there, guy. And I came to talk about experiences, and here we are stuck in the drama of what I presume to be a new rider, stuck in traffic on a 2-lane road. Hell yeah. This I can get. Yes. You don't need to move off the load. You're alright. So yeah. The rest of the trip is mostly going to be chilling in traffic. I'm going to keep the recording going in case something interesting happens. Because it is wet. But yeah, I think that's really what I gotta say about it. As much as you have to fight your own instincts to do the thing, as soon as you start doing it, it'll be alright. Just keep your head on, and you'll make it through. You've already made it through some of the worst shit life has to offer already. Ain't nothing. You got it.